No. Oh, my boy Shuu. No, man, this is bad. This is fucking bad. My boy Tsukiyama, like, it's not okay. Somebody just needs to help him. Like, if Hori Chie really wants to help him, if Mirumo really wants to help his son, if Kanea really wants his master back to the way he was and to see that smile again, somebody just needs to tell him that Sasaki is Kaneki and that he's alive and well. And tell this man, just tell him, or capture Sasaki. I don't care what you have to do at this point, because you're going to capture him alive anyway. It's not like I want anything bad to happen to Kaneki, but capture Sasaki. Do something to revitalize this man and let him know that Kaneki is okay, because that's the only thing that's going to put him at rest right now and snap him out of this fucking state where he's been depriving himself and starving himself the whole time, to the point where he's in this state. Because not only is he binge eating a shit ton and not discriminating between ghoul and human, to the point where he's probably developing a half Kakuja at the very least, if not full Kakuja, and he's not able to control himself on that level. But it's twofold, because he has these consanguineous genes from the Tsukiyama family, from their inbreeding and everything like that. And Mirumo said the other chapter that basically he can't control his cells, he can't control his Kagane. So twofold, Tsukiyama is falling into this fucked up depravity. If you look at them at those panels, dog, he just can't control his shit. He's going and attacking Kanea. He's like, do you know who I am? I'm the gourmet. I'm like, dude. Yo, the panels, like his face, he looks so depraved and twisted and warped in that state. Nowhere near the Tsukiyama we know and love. Especially with the contrast with the panels of Kanea remembering his smile and his interaction with Chie and everything like that. I'm like, dog. And then when he's in the bed and you just see Kanea weeping over him, and he's like, take care of the family, apologizing to the servants and whatnot. And there's a quick tarot card number 9 on Kane's series, you can check that out, but I'll talk about that later if anything. But you see him, and he's just so emaciated. You can see the outline of everything. His face is sunken, and he looks sickly. It's so much worse. Like, he's been broken since the end of part 1, and we know he's been in this twisted state and everything like this, but if they don't fucking do something quick, Tsukiyama's done. This is bad, dude. This is fucking bad. And I can see it going 3 ways. Tsukiyama dies like this if they don't fucking do anything. That's the least like it happen. I don't think Ishida would scrap his character like that. He's too deep, he's too complex, he's too beastly. He's one of my best boys of the series. I can see it going to the point where he just completely loses himself, and the Shuu that we know and love is gone, dude. He's just gone berserk as fuck on that Sado twisted shit, but not even as conscious as Sado, and just running around berserk and being beast as fuck. Or he somehow bounces back from this with the information that Kaneki's alive or something. They just need to do something. I don't know what they're gonna do right now, but I'm done ranting about this. Let's go. Tokyo Ghoul Re, chapter 35. As always, we're going to go in depth. We're going to get back to the Tsukiyama stuff for sure. But this chapter, a lot of setup. And I'm hyped right now because the chapter's out early. I can actually do my review, talk about it and everything. I'm excited because I was going to go out. I was like, I'm probably not going to be able to talk about Tokyo Ghoul tomorrow, but it's out. So let's go page by page in depth. This chapter, dude, that ending got me. The Tsukiyama stuff really just got me hype as shit. I was like, yo, there's so much going on with this Kanea. Like, personally, I don't give a shit about Kanea, but there's so much going on with his perspective as well that it's Ishida's going in right there. And then on top of that, you have that ending with Sasaki going to visit Uta at the mask shop. I'm just like, dude, I can't wait to see what the dialogue is like in that scene, dude. I cannot wait for that, dude. 2 of my favorite characters in the series are going to parlay Sasaki seeking something up concerning Kaneki right now, dude. It's gonna be fucking great. I need to find out how that's gonna be. And then of course you have fucking KOORI Ui's group running down MUTSUMEA and the rest of the Rose in their Rose investigation. The squadron goes in and converges on them. I see Hoji's there. You got fucking Shiki, the twisted, insurgent from V. As I'm holding on to that until I'm proven otherwise. I'm still calling this man tied to V. But a lot of setup, a lot of shit going on. So let's get into this chapter page by page. Kanea, the words of Chie are just ringing in his ear where he's like, could you throw away your family for Tsukiyama's sake? And this loyalty of Kanea is eating away at him because he feels helpless. He feels as though there's absolutely nothing he can do to change the state, to change the person back to the way he was, that he idolizes and admires and cares about more than anybody else in this world, right? And Mirumo's just calm as fuck. He's like, yo, you want a glass of wine, my boy? I'm just like, yo, Mirumo, man, like, I see where Tsukiyama gets it from. I wonder what you're really doing. By keeping him locked up in there and letting him, go into these bouts and just, eat whatever the fuck he wants on this binge eating tip, you're not really helping the man. But that's neither here nor there, right? Kanea, the weight of Tsukiyama's condition is weighing on him throughout this chapter. I love the flashback page where it shows his jealousy and his hatred towards so many characters in this series, where it's been focused against Kaneki, but as well as hatred for Chie, where he's like, what am I feeling lost for? Me of all people. This is just human nonsense, dude. I'm like, yo, Kane's dialogue is beast right now, but at the same time, I still don't like him, dude. He's like, Master Mira looked after me when my relatives passed away, and you get the depth into his backstory and how it really came to be. He's like, I'm heavily indebted to this family. There should be no way I can abandon them. I didn't like him at first, and he's recalling his past with Tsukiyama and everything like that. And he's like, I don't want Shuu to get wet. Please go fetch him an umbrella, Mirumo says to Kanea, right? Kanea's skipping along, brings the man an umbrella, and he's like, yo, he's beautiful when he's playing in the rain, too. It's almost like Kanea's adoration from Tsukiyama is to an obsessive level at this point, and he's actually infatuated with the man since he was a kid, dude. To see Tsukiyama smile, that's all he wants to return. And he was jealous even from then about how he showed that smile to Chie, dude. I'm just like, dog, yo. He's like, Shuu has a very big heart. Occasionally his benevolence is partitioned to lowly humans. I'm like, dude. He's like, I didn't want him to grace a measly human with that same smile. He's like, at the end of it, it's like, Shuu is mine almost. That kind of obsessive kind of ownership that he wants to have of him. He wants him to meet this ideal of him that he has in his mind. And the current Shuu state is what's troubling him more than anything. So to get this insight into Kanea's psychology and this backstory and everything kind of coming full circle with Kanea, I'm really interested to see what moves he makes going forward in this arc. But I still don't, like, he's never going to be one of my favorite characters in the series. I don't really fuck with the dude. I'm sorry, right? But this scene, like I said, where Tsukiyama's just going insane, you see the Kagane bursting out the sheets and everything like that. I'm like, yo, dude, Kanea just goes in and tries stopping. He's like, and this page, dude, this is what gets me, dude. Where he's just reaching out, dude. He's like, my. You see his eyes are just blacked out. His face is distorted as fuck. The saliva's just coming down. He's hungry as shit. And he's going crazy, dude. He's losing himself to either the Kakuja, the Kagane taking over his cells, not cooperating due to the inbreeding, or a combination of both. And the fact that he's been starving himself, so he's in a weak psychological and physical state, right? He's like, just who do you think I am, dude? I'm the gourmet. There's no way this filthy thing will please my taste, although he's eaten it already. Hurry and bring me the ultimate dish that will satisfy me. Dude, just go get him Kaneki. Just at least let him know that Kaneki's alright so he can resume his obsessive compulsive shit with Kaneki and want to, follow him and idolize him and put him up on this shit to only, like, play with his food up until he eats it. But we know, coming off of part 1, that Tsukiyama's adoration and his love for Kaneki has transcended just the simple desire to eat him. It's much more than that. Just in this, I'd argue that in the same way that Kanea is obsessed with Tsukiyama, Tsukiyama is obsessed with Kaneki, but to an even greater extent. So anyway, just this whole altercation, Kanea having to put him down and pin him down with his Kagane, you see Shuu just struggling, dude, in this fiendish berserk state. I was going crazy. I was like, dog, we're seeing he's insane at this point. He can't help it. And when he calms down, you just see him in the bed, just so fucking weak and emaciated. He's like, why is everyone? He has no idea what the fuck he even just did. He's like, they were cleaning the room while you're sleeping. And he's like, oh, thank you, everyone. I'm sorry for being like this. I'm really sorry. The family's in your hands from now on. He says this to Kanea, dude. And this is the panel where we see tarot card number 9 in there, dude, which is dope. I love what Ishida's doing here. Ishida's just too beast. The foreshadowing, the symbolism, everything that he's doing with this arc and this progression, I'm just like, dog, it's flowing in such a nice pace, in such a nice way. And the Kanea perspective does a lot to have Tsukiyama as a focus in it, because seeing it through his perspective builds this character simultaneously as reintroduces us to the current state that Tsukiyama is in. So I'm hype as fuck on this. But him running, dude, and just saying over and over again, hate. He's punching this tree, dude. And he's just like, little mouse Chie Hori, nuisance Ken Kaneki, nameless Heisei Sasaki, dude. He's like, that's his list. I fucking hate them all. He's like, and now I even hate this loyalty because it's forcing him. It's almost at Shuu and his word to him is like, take care of the family. It's in your hands for now, basically. And it's almost a death flag on Shuu, but I don't see it happening. They need to do something. Something needs to happen. I don't see Tsukiyama just dying quietly like this. If Risei's still clinging to life somewhere, and I still need to know what the fuck, you know, what Yomo did with him, where Renji stashed her, I need to find out about it. But, like, if she clings to life that long, all fucked up like that, I'm sure Tsukiyama's gonna be alright too. So, I digress. That shit was crazy, dude. The very fact that he curses this loyalty now is because Tsukiyama has put him in this position where the family and his obligation to them is more important than Tsukiyama himself. And that's how Kanea, that's how he's expected to look at things at this point. But for Kanea, Tsukiyama is all that matters. Shuu is life to him. So he despises the loyalty and his debt that he owes to Mirumo and the family and everything like that for being put in, and Shu's own words for putting him in this position right now. So that shit's crazy. The next scene, dude, where I'm just like, alright, because we heard that Matsumai was out hunting and everything for family. So, like, this is basically the entrance to how they're going to start to track down the Rose Wall and everything like that. And basically, you see the whole team up in here. I was like, Shiki's here. Everybody that got on the investigation, it seems like FURA's there, dude. Yo, if they, I'm telling you, if we don't get to see FURA go in, I'm gonna be pissed. But we see him making some dodges and everything real quick, but we don't actually see him go in like that. Matsumai detaches his Kagane once again and makes this wall. And, you know, FURA's basically like, yo, he's looking at it, he's like, alright, like, I see you. So he detaches Kagane and everything like that, right? And right as Matsumai just turns around to walk away, he thinks he just has him trapped over there. Fucking, what's her name, dude? Ui's subordinate that's clearly in love with him. Fucking, I believe it was like Haidu or something. Haidu Ihe or something like that. Dude, she just comes in, breaks down the wall, dude. Oh, this page, dude. You're not going anywhere. That grin, that fucking quinky in her hand, dude. It looks like it's attached, too. It looks like this blade is protruding from her hand, almost like she has some sort of Ukagu type setup. I was like, dog, this fight is about to go in. And then, when I think it's over, I thought that it was going to end there. We get the fucking mask shop. Uda working on some crafts. And who but Sasaki knocks on the door, dude. And he's like, good evening, are you open? And Uda's just like, yes, we're open. That page, that look, I'm just like, dog. This discussion intrigues me more than anything else right now. Like, I need the next chapter to start off with that. But this chapter, dude, the Tsukiyama shit is unreal for me right now. I'm hype as fuck. It's awesome to see him, but this state pains me right now, dude. The Kanea development is amazing. I think the way Ishida's writing Kanea's character is great. I still don't give a shit about the character, to be honest, but I think the development, the way he's being written, is amazing. The setup with Matsumai versus, you know, Haidu is probably going to be beast as well. I still want to see FURA go in. I want to see Shiki go in as well. Organization, V, Fiend. I'm still going to claim that to this day. The man is an insurgent with V. I don't care. Until I'm proven wrong, that's the case. But this chapter, quite good chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. Lots of nice setup. Crazy developments. I'm hype. I need next chapter right now. But let me know your thoughts on this chapter, and I'm out. Peace.